Hey 4th and 5th, happy Sunday. My name is Ellie and today is an exciting day because we are starting a brand new series called Maturity. So I know that we're all in different stages, we're all different ages, but the good news is that God can use you right where you're at today. So we're going to be learning all this month how to be the very best versions of ourselves. I'm super excited about this, so I hope you guys are too. And in the meantime, let's worship.
Come on, sing it out, sing it out, sing it out.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. Yeah, this love is for real. You will never let go, never let go. Oh, it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love, oh. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart to the very end. Jesus, I found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. In your heart I'm found. I want you, I want you. You won't let me down. You got me, you got me. This love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love, oh. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love, oh. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart till the very end. Jesus, I found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love, this is real love.
This episode is rated M for mature.
So grow up.
Hang
Hang on for the loop.
4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is the best.
See, I've never been able to do that, but you know what I
Yeah.
can do?
Oh, that's pretty good. Did you know that I won an armpit farting contest one time? I did.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Here's a really high-pitched one.
Oh.
I know. Yeah, and then a low one. And then here's a double pit one. That really has some meat to it. Some armpit meat.
Here's some other words for farts. Flatulence.
Oh, an air biscuit.
Butt trumpet. Barking spiders.
Butt conversation.
A Tookus Fluffy. Shark Week. Martin Van Poopin. Wind instrument.
Oh, that's clever. Back end blowout.
Oh yeah. Butt bazooka.
Baking brownies.
Airbender.
Ooh, that's pretty good. So clearly we all know what immaturity looks like. I wish we had a black and white definition of what maturity was.
Yes, growing up is a problem. I remember one time I watched some of the boys play ball. You've probably seen it too. The boys were all about your age. In years, they're young men. But sometimes in their behavior,
They act like children?
that's it. A boy batting struck out, and what a fuss he made. He was a young man in years, but the way he behaved was more in keeping with a 5-year-old. When you see a child do the same thing, you think, oh, well, he'll grow up sometime. But at 15 or 16, this boy was still reacting the same way. He was still showing violent temper when little things went wrong for him. So the question is, why doesn't he grow up? Why does he still behave as a child? How can we help him get rid of these leftovers from childish behavior?
That's long. Well, I feel more mature already.
I sure do too. Black and white footage always makes me feel more mature. So the Bible says that we should put away childish things. Jamie, what's something childish that you used to do?
Something childish. I've always been pretty mature. Oh, I don't know if I want to tell you guys this because there is evidence of it out there in the world.
Tell us.
So when I was younger, I used to not know how or where to put my tongue whenever we would take pictures. Yeah, like family pictures. So I used to put it behind my bottom lip, and that's how I would smile, and I looked absolutely ridiculous. Here's what it looked like. I know, and my parents used to tell me, Jamie, just leave your tongue in your mouth whenever you smile, but I just didn't get it, and I thought you had to put your tongue somewhere when you smiled. It's so embarrassing. I know that there is evidence of this out there somewhere, and I just hope that nobody ever sees it.
Well, I'm sure no one would ever show it publicly if they did find it.
How about you, Ricky?
I've never done anything immature.
Ever?
Not once. I've always been the mature, bearded adult that you see today.
I don't believe you.
Well, one time, in the 4th grade, true story, I mooned the 3rd grade.
Are you serious?
So we were in the hallway passing each other, and a elementary school crush said, "Hey, moon him." I was like,
To impress her.
all right. So I did that, instantly regretted it, got in-school suspension. It was not a good time. And she ended up never liking me again. So
I wonder
it was
why.
all for naught. So how do you gain maturity?
We have 3 tips for you guys today to help you get rid of childish things.
First tip is to set your goals. Second is to mind your mouth. And third is to read the room.
Let's get started with set your
your
goals.
Squad goals, relationship goals, ninja goals. We all have goals. Now, here's the thing about goals. They're super easy to start. It's really easy for me to say, I want to do this. But what's a sign of maturity is actually finishing what we start. I think oftentimes we don't hit our goals. It's not because we don't want to, but it's because we're not actually setting the right type of goals. We're setting dumb goals instead of smart goals. What's a dumb goal? It's something I'm probably never gonna do. Like, one day, I'm gonna fly a rocket on Mars. Or, one day, I'm gonna marry Shawn Mendes. Dumb goal. You see, a smart goal actually helps me get what I really want. It's SMART. Let's say I want good grades. S, it has to be specific. I'm going to raise my grade in science. M, measurable. I'm gonna raise my grade in science from a C to a B. And then A, actionable. Can I actually take steps to make it happen? Yes. R, relevant. If I raise my grade in science, is that gonna help me get what I want? Good grades. Yes. And then T, time bound. I'm gonna raise my grade in science from a C to a B in 1 month. And then once we have our SMART goals, we can focus on the action steps to make it happen. Whether that's doing our homework first, not turning on the TV, saying no to hanging out with friends, getting somebody to help us study, saying no to the things we want for the things we want even more. And then once we have our SMART goal, we take our action steps and we hit our goal, because I know that you will. You celebrate because you finished what you started.
So one way you can put aside childish things is to set better goals. And to illustrate, we are going to do something a little bit crazy today.
Ricky.
What? Oh no. No.
Did somebody say childish things? It is I, the debunker, here to bust open some glass slippers and debunk these childish things.
That's not really where we were going.
It is now.
Show plan.
Did you know in the original Three Little Pigs that the pigs kill and eat the wolf? That does not sound like a childish thing. Can you imagine pigs eating a wolf?
Gross.
They're known omnivores, but still grotesque.
No, actually, we were just going to talk to them
Did
about
you
maturity.
know that snowmen are genderless? That is an assumption that is made by the general populace that they are men. They are actually just snow things.
Okay, so another way that you can
Did you know that an apple a day does not keep the doctor away? That, in fact, doctors consume apples.
Another way that you can be mature is to mind your mouth.
Your mouth is never actually perceived in real time. You're actually seeing it in the past. You cannot perceive your mouth in the present. So minding your mouth is impossible.
Jamie, why don't you...
Jamie has abandoned you.
Jamie, don't do this again!
Human contact.
How to say things with maturity. Example 1. The milk is bad. Immature translation.
Ew, milk is bad. Mom, I'm not gonna drink the milk, Mom. Like, milk is just cow pus. Why would you drink that?
And now, the mature translation.
I don't prefer this milk. May I please have something else to drink?
Example 2. I need food. Immature translation.
I am so hungry. Like, literally starving. Would you please just make me a sandwich? I haven't eaten since breakfast. Peanut butter and jelly? Gross. No, I'm hungry. Please just make me food.
Mature translation.
I'm feeling kind of hungry. Would you help me make a sandwich?
Example 3. We don't agree. Immature translation.
You're wrong. I'm right. What's that? I'm louder. That's what makes me right. You want to go? I'm a black belt, man. What you got on me? Nothing. Fart bucket.
Mature translation.
You know, I disagree, but I do see where you're coming from. Maybe we should take a break before we get too heated.
The final example. I didn't like that experience. Immature translation.
That was literally the worst thing ever. I hated it so much. Can you please just get me out of here?
Mature translation.
That was interesting. It wasn't for me, but I sure am glad that I tried it.
If you want to be more mature, be mindful of the things you say. Practice these simple phrases, and you will see your maturity grow.
Now that I've glued your partner to her seat and consequently my own hands to the table, did you know that Pinocchio is just about how to be a better liar?
Jamie, what is the mature way to say, please go away?
Farts are just the ghosts of food you've already ate.
Please go away now.
Did you know that gummy worms aren't real worms? And think about this, Peter Pan. Is it about children hunting pirates or pirates hunting children?
Who is this guy?
Okay, so let's go to the third step. Read the room.
Impossible, there are no words on the walls.
Figure of speech, just read the room.
Maybe you'll learn something.
Yeah,
Caution, doorway.
Not different, just that.
I have a 3rd grade reading level.
Is this thing recording? Hey, what's up, Loop? It's Leslie, and today we are talking about empathy. You've probably heard the word empathy before, like someone has probably said, hey, you should be more empathetic or show a little empathy. And listen, empathy and sympathy are not the same thing. For instance, if you had the thought, dang, I feel sorry for her, she has to record this whole thing with a pimple on her face, well, that's sympathy if you feel sorry for me. Empathy would say like, I'm gonna ignore it and just pay attention because that's what she would want me to do. No, but for real though. Empathy is more mature than sympathy. Empathy is when we take the time to truly feel what someone else is feeling and like sharing that feeling together. Okay, so I know I made a joke about having empathy for the pimple on my face. That was just kidding. But there are times when you really should have empathy. For example, if your friend loses their championship soccer game, you know it was a big deal to them, and you're like, I don't know what to say. Or maybe one of your friends is embarrassed at school in front of everyone, and you know that like it's your friend, you want to do something for them, but you don't know like how to respond. Or maybe your parents are frustrated because of a death of a family friend or someone in your family, and again, you're like, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to this. All three of those are times when you can practice empathy. So let's talk about it a little more. All right, 4 steps to having empathy. Ready? Number 1, wear their perspective. Try to understand what it feels like to walk a mile in their shoes in that moment. Number 2, relax with the judgment. Yes, relax with the judgment. Now is not the time to say, yeah, well, at least, why are you acting like that? Dude, chill, it's just a game. No, because all of those phrases disconnect you from that person. Empathy is about connecting. This is a great time to say like, hey, yeah, I know how that feels. Speaking of feelings, step 3, recognize their emotion. And you get it. You know basic emotions. You know when someone's happy or sad or mad or whatever. You can figure that out. And then step 4, don't try to fix it. Just listen and sit and be with them. Like, it's really hard sometimes in those bigger situations that life throws at you. But you can always say, hey, I don't really know what to say, but you're not alone and I'm here with you. All right, so remember that empathy is not about having the perfect thing to say. It's also not about feeling sorry for people. Empathy is about connecting with people. It's about connecting with them and reminding them that they are not alone. So as you grow in your maturity, you'll start to recognize more and more times that you can have empathy. You'll get better at seeing like, this is a great time to be silly. And you'll get better at seeing like, hey, I can probably just chill for a minute and just be with my friend and let them be more important than me for a change. So start putting other people's feelings before yours and see how all of your friendships will grow.
At some point, all of our lives are exactly like this block. No one expects anything of you except for you to exist. Sleep, poop, cry, eat. Just exist, just as the block. But as time passes, you become more you. Before, you didn't care about anything, but now you've got opinions. You've got interest in fashion choices and ways that you talk and brands that you wear, friends that you choose, hairstyles that say something about who you are. You are growing up. Yeah, we all start out with hard edges, but the secret is most of the edges don't just fall off. No, you actually have to knock them off. See, there's no way the 7th grade version of you should be exactly the same as the 4th grade version of you. Somewhere between there, you have some growing up to do, some rough edges to knock off. You don't talk like a baby anymore. You can communicate with maturity. You don't throw tantrums anymore. You will choose to control your body and your emotions. You don't need an adult to do everything for you. Yes, you can do more than sleep, poop, cry, eat. Immaturity doesn't just fall off. No, you actually have to shave it off. And that's your job. To be the best version of you on today, you have to grow out of the you were yesterday. And it's a process. So, take heart. Because this is not where it ends. This is not everything.
Well, that's it for today. And remember, we learned 3 ways to put aside childish things and how to be more mature.
Absolutely. Yes, we learned to set your goals.
And to mind your mouth and...
Little Red Riding Hood was consumed by a wolf.
Nope. We learned to
show empathy.
May I say one more thing?
Nothing has stopped you yet.
I'm trying to be empathetic and read the room. We should all grow up, but not so fast.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, at your age, think about all the things you don't have to worry about.
You don't have to pay bills, you don't have to pay taxes, you don't have to worry about car problems.
Watching terrible sequels to films that you grew up with.
Yeah, I mean, at your age, you can still have summer vacations, hang out with your parents in the car that they don't charge you for, and video games.
Yep, so grow up, set your goals, mind your mouth, and read the room.
And enjoy your age. It's a good age to be.
Yep. So, Mr. The Debunker, would you like to help us sign off?
I would love to.
Great. Enjoy
Read the room.
ride.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy.
I saw you guys do this earlier from when I was hanging out in the rafters.
Woo! Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you have insurance?
Uh,
We need to exchange information.
Oh, really?
One of the best ways that we can mature is by setting goals for ourselves. Maybe for you, that means getting a better grade in science class, or waking up a little earlier in the mornings, or maybe even going to bed a little bit earlier so that you can be more rested for the next day. Most importantly, the best goals that we can have are the ones that push us even closer to God. In Philippians 3, we read about a guy named Paul who actually wrote most of the New Testament, and he has this goal of knowing Jesus more. And in Philippians 3, he says that he presses on to seek and know Jesus. Goals are not always easy. We have to press on and press in to do the work to achieving those goals. So this week, I want to challenge you guys to find one goal, think of something that you want to accomplish, and start thinking of steps or ways that you're going to help achieve that goal. Will you guys pray with me? Lord, I thank you for your goodness. Thank you for loving us so well. And I pray that this month, as we learn about maturity, that our hearts would be opened, and that as we grow, you would just be right there beside us, helping us and showing us the right ways to go, Lord. I pray that you would give us godly desires, that you would give us godly goals to achieve, Lord, and help us with that this week. Reveal to us in our lives ways that we need to grow and areas where we can mature in. So I thank you so much for this time, Lord, and it's in your name I pray. Amen. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We miss you, and we're so excited for this month on maturity. In the meantime, we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys again so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to join us for our Zoom groups every Sunday at 11 a.m. We'll see you guys there.